Hello everyone, welcome to my course, and in this module I will show you how to configure Elastic Job in Azure. Before that, let's understand why do we require Elastic Job. Let's take an example. You have a product and you have dedicated database for each customer. Let's assume you have 100 database. Now you want to run database maintenance job like update statistics or rebuild index job against all the database. Now you have two options. Either you can open each and every database and run the maintenance job, or you can build some automation. Let's take another example. You have created index to improve the performance, or you have created a new schema for new requirement, or you have fixed certain issues that you want to deploy in all the database. Now for this type of requirement, you require some automation. And when automation comes in the picture, Elastic Job will fulfill your all the requirement. Now I hope you will get some idea why do we require Elastic Job. Now let's understand how to configure the Elastic Job. As we discussed in the previous video, there are 4 components required to configure the Elastic Job. First is Elastic Job Agent, second is Job Database, third is Target Group, and fourth is Jobs. Let's implement each and every step by step. So before that, we are going to create a dedicated server and we give the name Job Server Demo, where we are going to create a job database. After that, we are going to configure Elastic Job Agent. So we will get all the metadata information in the jobs database. So let's first implement step number 1. So for that, open the portal.azure.com and type SQL Server and click New. I'm not going to change default configuration. Give the name SQL, just let me check the name, Job Server Demo. So Job Server Demo. I'm not going to change location. Give the username and password. Review and create. So for SQL Server, there will be no additional charge. Once you create the database, you have to pay as per the database configuration. So deployment is in progress. Let's wait. Yes, now deployment is complete. Go to resource. This is my server name. Let's connect. Okay, so let me add the IP address first. Let's connect. So right now I do not have any database. So let's create a database, jobs. Go to overview and create database. I'm not going to change any configuration. Give the name jobs. Review and create. So deployment is started. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. Let's wait. Yes, so deployment is complete. Let's refresh the database folder. So job database is there. Now inside the job database, I do not have any table because it's a blank database, correct? I do not have any procedure. Okay, so now the first step is completed. So we have created the job server, and inside the job server we have a jobs database. Now let's configure Elastic Job Agent. So go to the portal and type Elastic Job. So inside the Elastic Job Agent, right now I do not have any agent. So let's create Elastic Job Agent. So now give the Elastic Job Agent name. So I will give the name Job Agent. So subscription is pay as you go, and select the database. So here I am going to select my server name job server demo, and inside that okay, so I think we have to change the service tier first. So just give me 1 minute, let me go to the database. Inside that we have to just change the configuration because it requires the S0. So click and apply. Okay, so now our database is in our database in standard S0 service tier. Let's open the Elastic Job again. Create Elastic Job Agent, give the name, so Job Agent, select the database, so job server demo, and now the jobs database is visible. So select the job database and click OK and create. So now the deployment is in progress. Let's wait. You can check the status here also. Yeah, so now the deployment is succeed. Let's refresh. So go to resource. Again go to the home page, Elastic Job Agent. So now it's visible. Let's refresh the database folder again. So now you can see we have predefined tables and procedures are available to configure the jobs. See, now we have certain tables as well as we have certain procedures. Okay, so this procedure are similar to the on-premises. So let me connect the on-premises server. So in the on-premises server we have a SQL Server agent, and all the job information are stored in the configure in the MSDB database. So if you go the MSDB database and open the system store procedure, here you can see add alert, add job server, add job steps. Similarly, when you configure the Elastic Jobs, you will get predefined procedures to configure the jobs. So there is no UI feature in the Azure SQL right now to configure the jobs. Okay, so let's now check our status. So till now we have created the server. Inside the server we have created the jobs database. Also we have configured the Elastic Job Agent to populate all the predefined stored procedures. Clear? Clear. Now, so clear? Okay. Now we are going to create a connections between our databases. Okay, so for that we already have development server, dev local db server. Let me connect. And inside this server, I think I do not have any database. So let's create database db1 and db2. So go to the portal, click home, type SQL server, select dev local db, create database. So give the name db1. Configuration I go with the basic service tier, click apply. Additional setting, I go with the sample, create. So deployment is started. Let's create db2. Deployment in progress, let's wait. So deployment is succeed. So we have created the two database db1 and db2. So let's refresh the folder again. And inside the db1 and db2 we have adventure work database tables. Now let's go back to our job server. Select the jobs database and click new query. So before that, now I have job server as well as I have now databases db1 and db2. Now I want to create a connections in a job database. So my job server will connect or will talk to this db1 and db2 database. So for that, let's create a database credential. So this is a step number 1. After that, we are going to create a target group and we are going to map the db1 and db2 database. So let's first create a connection between job server and development server. So for that, I am going to create master key and I am going to create database scope credential. So create database scope credential, give the name with username and password. So this credential to connect the Azure logical server. So let's create it. Okay, so step 1 is completed. We have create the connection. Okay, now let's create a target group. Okay, so for that, let me open in the new query window. Now here, okay, let me paste here so you will understand. So now here, first let's create a target group. So here I go with this same name db local because our server name is db dev local db. So let's give a same name dev local db. So add the target group. After that, once you create a target group, you need to add a target member. Okay, So let's add it. So jobs sp add target group member. Group name is db local db. So here this target type. So here the target type is SQL Server, because I am going to connect my dev local db server. Okay, so I go with the SQL Server. Refresh credential name. So my credential name is this one. So I go with the reference credential. And the server name. So my server name is dev local db database.windows.net. So I just paste my server name. Okay, how you will get this server name? So for that, you know, right? Go to the portal. Inside the portal, go to the dev local db, and this is your server name. Okay, inside this server we have two databases, right? db1 and db2. Okay, so let's create a target group member. Okay, after that there are some system table where you can change where you can check the group detail. So I have to change the name db local db. So you can verify either the target group is created or not. So this is our local db target group, and this is our configuration. So dev local db, we have target type SQL Server, and we have connected this server dev local db.database.windows.net. Okay, after that let me comment this first. After that, let's create the job. So again, go to the portal and go to the diagram. So now we have successfully established the connection. Now we are going to create the jobs. Okay, now in the SQL Server agent, right, we have to create a steps. Inside the steps we are writing some SQL queries, and after that we have a schedule to schedule the job. Similarly, here we have to create the jobs. So again, so step number 3, we need to first add the job name. So let's give the same name, add new table, and the description is create the test table, and add the jobs step similar to our SQL Server agent. So you know, right, in the SQL Server agent, when you create a new job, here you have to give the name. Similarly, we have given the name. Now inside the steps, click a new, and here you write your logic. Similarly, we have to add the steps. So jobs dot add sp underscore add underscore job step, where you have to give the job name, and I am going to create employee table. Okay, my credential name is refresh credential, and my target group name is dev local db. Okay, so let me add this step. Okay, so let me first create the job, and after that let me add the step. Okay, so here you can see this system defined stored procedure: sp delete target, sp add target group, sp add target group member. Okay, sp add job, sp add job step. Okay, now we want to run the job, right? So before that, let's validate in our local DB right now we do not have an employee table. See here in the DB1 as well as the DB2. So we do not have any employee table. Okay, now let's run the job. So for that we have one procedure, job sp start job. Okay, so this is step number 4 where we are going to start the job. So let me give the job name, and before that let me open new query window and give this job name. So using this table job underscore execution, you will get the execution detail. So right now it's a blank row. Let me run the job. So I am going to start the job and let's check the status. So right now the job is in progress. Let's wait. Yes. Yeah. So you can see here step 1 executing on a target database DB1, executing on target database DB2. So let's wait. So now the job completed. You can just remove this and check the status. So job is succeed now. Okay, step 1 is succeed. Let's quickly refresh our DB1 and DB2 database. Now you can see in the DB1 we have an employee table. Similarly in the DB2 we have an employee table. Okay. So similarly you can add any SQL command inside this statement. It might be update statistics or rebuild index job or create a new index. Okay, you can configure like this. Now right now we have configured target group member as a server level. Now let's take a scenario where in a one server you have multiple database and you want to run for specific database only. Then you can just add the database property inside the target group member. You can add the one property database underscore name and specify the database name. So after that let's create it. So you will get some idea. So now I want to create one more target group member and I want this target group member only point to the DB1 database. So let me create it. Okay, so before that let me create first target group DB local, and I want this target group member only point to the DB1. Okay, so Let me verify. So my target group is created. Let me verify the target group member. Yes, and it's point to the, so now here the target type would be SQL database. Earlier the target type would be SQL server. Now the target type would be SQL database. Okay, so now SQL database, and it's point to the only one database, DB1. Okay, now let me create the job. So I'm just copying it, paste, give the name drop table. Okay, let me give the name, and let me type drop table employee. Same, and the target group name is DB local, right? Okay, so let me create a job. Okay, now before start job, let me first check the DB1 database. Inside the table folder we have a employee table, and I am going to drop the table inside my this job drop table. So let me run, check the status. So drop table, okay, so now it succeed. Let me refresh the DB1 folder. So now the employee table dropped. If you check in the DB2, employee table is still exist. So similarly, you can configure for specific database also inside the server. Now I know this topic is slightly complicated, but I will provide the complete script. You can follow the step-by-step approach. You will definitely configure this Elastic Jobs. And if you have any doubt, then just drop me an email. I will definitely help you. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.